college experiences, part 3. Sophomore year. Now, as you've seen in the last video, I stopped smoking not by choice. I stopped smoking after the whole drug arrest from the fall semester. Didn't smoke spring, didn't smoke in the summertime because I didn't even know how to get it. And I didn't know how to roll up even if I was able to get it. I tried once. I tried on, it was New Year's, but we didn't know how to roll up and we just ended up smoking blacks, smoking blacks and drinking. It wasn't until my sophomore year, fall semester once again, that I finally got back into smoking. Now, why did I get back into smoking? Because I started hanging out with a different group of friends. Most of the time, when you start hanging out with a different group of friends, it's because you developed a new interest and your old friends don't particularly share this interest. I wanted to smoke. I was a smoker from that point on. From the time I had it, I was like, this is definitely something that's going to be a part of my life. I got with my boy. Most of y'all probably, if you're from Rhode Island, you know this nigga Lowell, other boy D, a couple other boys, and we was together every day, smoking, chilling. Lowell was a promoter, so, we would go be at all his parties, some of his concerts, you know what I'm saying? We was probably damn near together every single day. I mean, I had a car by that time. Probably got a car later, January 2007. From that point on, it was on. We was on everywhere. As a matter of fact, 3 months later, the transmission went. Actually, no, what am I saying? It's like 2008. 2008. Yeah, so this not even got nothing to do with this semester. So fall semester, yeah, we was chilling, smoking, hanging out, talking about parties. Lowell was always talking about what he wanted to do. The nigga wanted to have a record label. He was trying to put websites together, monster college parties, something like that. He was very ambitious. He used to constantly talk about what he wanted out of life, what he wanted to accomplish. I thought it was dope. Most people just most people just talk about graduating and he seemed to be on campus more so to network and do different things, whereas most people just went there trying to get their degree. It was definitely a different experience that year. I still seen my other friends. I mean, I've been knew them since like high school. So, we were still cool, but didn't really hang around with them as much anymore. They would kind of clown me at the time, basically for just constantly trying to smoke and drink and just be a part of the whole college party lifestyle. Years later, these motherfuckers be smoking and doing all the same shit that I was doing way back then. And I'm just like, man, you niggas is crazy. A lot changed that year. I could definitely start saying that whereas first year, freshman year, I stayed on campus a hell of a lot more. I never wanted to go home. By sophomore semester, hanging out with Lowell and D, we was constantly going back to Prov, back and forth. Lowell constantly, you might have a meeting to go meet with this person. I remember taking them to it was like a radio station to meet with them. I sat in the meeting and I was like, yo, this guy knows his shit. You know what I'm saying? So I was impressed with a lot of the stuff he was doing. I remember one time I seen him on my favorite hip hop site, Hip Hop DX. And this nigga, he almost brought the Street Dreams tour to Rhode Island. I remember just seeing him on it. It's like 18-year-old promoter Lowell Williams. I was like, oh shit, this nigga's really doing shit. At first, I just looked at him like, hey, this is a local promoter doing this thing. But when I seen that shit, that was like a major hip hop tour. And this motherfucker almost talked his way into bringing that shit to Rhode Island. Some DJ Ruckus or something like that. He hated on him. I don't really know the full story. I never got the full story, but basically I just know this nigga hated, went to I don't know who even controls the concerts in Rhode Island, but whoever he went to, some political board or some shit like that, and basically told him, Jim Jones is a blood, one of the artists on the Street Dreams tour. And if he comes to Rhode Island, there's a lot of Crips over here, and it's going to be a problem. It could be a lot of violence. So, Rhode Island's like 88% white. And so these old white people are like, oh my God, violence? Hip hop? No. And they shut down the concert. That wouldn't be the first time Lowell and Ruckus had some type of issue going on, but that shit to me, that shit was crazy. I'm like, yo, if that concert would have came here, this is my boy right here. So I know I would have been right there, hanging with all the artists, meeting them and all that. The shit never happened. He had a lot of other parties and different things going on. So this one I really, I went to all the campus parties. It was like Friday nights usually in the student union. The sophomore year, along with those parties and the parties Lowell was doing, we was lit that whole year. That's the year I started really drinking. Before that, I was just more of a smoker. I just wanted to smoke. Drinking, I would take a sip here and there, but I never drank enough to get drunk. I just hated the taste. Still do, by the way. But that was the year. So one day, me, Lowell, D, we're just passing the bottle around, just chugging that shit before we went to a party. I get to the party, I was walk, and then we smoked on the way to the party. We just walk around the campus blowing back. Them were the days, man. I get to this party, I'm trashed. We did that all sophomore year. That shit was mad fun. I got my car spring semester. That's when it was really lit. That's when we was constantly going back and forth from campus to Prov back to campus, going this place, that place. I probably hung out in the hood more hanging with these dudes than ever even just growing up there. Because I was just always more of a loner. I was at my crib. If I wasn't out playing sports, I was in the crib. Most of the people I knew was through sports. through football, basketball. I never really just hung out. Oh yeah, I'm on the block just hanging out with my people. Like I was just never that dude. And it's funny, I waited all the way until college when I'm supposed to be doing better for myself. That's when I want to start hanging out with all the fucking drug dealers and the hood niggas in the hood. My life takes a very weird twists and turns. Even though I grew up there, like I said, I grew up in them same areas, but I was never the one to just hang out. And by the time I got to like third, fourth grade, my mom moved us to like the north side. I grew up in the West End. I didn't know no one out there, so I used to chill by myself, be in the backyard playing ball. So I started hanging out a lot in the West End, the South Side, just chilling. You know, got into all type of crazy adventures, smoking with different people, seeing a bunch of the kind of different beef that was going on. Never getting too close, because we wasn't trying to be down, but we kind of just was more so just trying to be around. Met a lot of different people. My nigga Sweeze, nigga Reem. You know, I'll be bringing them back and forth up to the campus to come and hang out with us. Boy Donovan, nigga Saki. I mean, just mad people. Anyone that's up at URI, you've seen us with like Lowell was with Melinda, seen us with Cassie, Chalia. We was just chilling, smoking, drinking, going to parties, chilling in the hood, living the life. That shit was crazy. I mean, my old friends was kind of looking at me. My high school friends, they was kind of looking at me crazy, like, yo, what's up with this dude, man? This nigga, what he want to be down now? Like, what's the nigga trying to do right now? But honestly, I just wanted to smoke. I ain't give a fuck about none of that other shit. I grew up in the hood, so that shit didn't impress me too well, but it was the smoking and drinking and the parties that had me. I mean, we just did a bunch of shit, did a bunch of stupid shit. I mean, I'm surprised I ain't never crashed. I crashed my car just one time, you know what I'm saying? Because we was at the club, and the niggas that these niggas had beef with, they showed up at the club, black hoodie down. So, you know, Reem tells like, yo, go get the car real quick, because they didn't really know me like that. So I went, crept around, got the car. We all get in it. One of these motherfuckers showed up to the corner. He's like, and he's looking at his boy. He's looking back. He's like, yo, these niggas is right there. Like, yo, they right there. Like, what are we doing? They're right there. Shit, I ain't never been in that situation before. In my mind, I'm like, why would niggas show up to the club to just talk, to fight? They had to be there to shoot. So me, I panicked, I floored it, hit the gas, bow, reversed right into this car behind me. Then I'm like, fuck, I just hit this car behind me. I ain't got no insurance. Fuck that shit. Hit the gas again, and imagine, this is a club let out. It's mad people. I'm swerving around people. Booked it, hit the highway, drove to my other boy's crib, nigga J-Mac. We drove outside this nigga's crib. That nigga wasn't even home. I look in the back of my car, and my whole bump was just... that shit just hanging off the car. And then this nigga Donovan thought that shit was hilarious. I mean, niggas could have been hurt. We could have hurt myself when I crashed into the car. There might have been somebody behind me. Could have crashed in all them people I was swerving around. And we ended up looking crazy for that shit. But, you know, I remember this nigga Sweeze like, yo, niggas lost mad cool points off of that, man. I was just like, nigga, that's what you think about? You know what I'm saying? But that was fun times, man. Yeah, I mean, that was pretty much sophomore year. Like I said, smoking, drinking, hanging out in the hood more, going to more parties. I kind of just doubled down on what I did freshman year, with the exception of staying on campus. At that point, I never stayed on campus anymore. We would just always go back to the hood to go hang out, see what was going on over there. I mean, it wasn't much going on a college campus anyway. They didn't really have shit to do. Sometimes we would go to like the football games from time to time. For the most part, we just always went back to Prov. Anyone who was from Prov at URI, everybody went home for the weekend. So that's just what it was. My grades we did horrible that year. I mean, freshman year, we fucked around a little bit, but the classes was a lot easier. These is all like basic classes, like psychology 100 and shit like that. There's times we didn't go to class for like a week straight. We would show up and just guess whatever we get and then get a decent grade on a test. You know, the classes was just that easy. So, you know, sophomore year, I mean, I was just so into the smoking, drinking, partying and all that, trying to talk to girls. Wasn't never that successful, but everybody found out I was a virgin. Niggas clown me every single day of the year, and that shit actually pushed me this. I'm like, nah, fuck that. I ain't letting these niggas clown me no more. Let me go try to holler at some girls. That's what finally pushed me to start getting past my fear of rejection. And, you know, I got a whole nother video on fear of rejection. Check that out. You know, it tells more of the full story, but yeah, that's what pushed me to finally start talking to girls. Again, wasn't very successful at it, but I was out here. You know what I'm saying? I bagged a bunch of different, I bagged a lot of different girls. It's just that I could never get past that hump, getting them to come through, hang out. I don't know, man. Yeah, I just wasn't very experienced. And we're in college, so they're expecting a certain level they're expecting a man to know what he's doing. They're expecting a man to know how to talk to him. They're expecting a man to know how to have sex. They're expecting a lot. You've been through your high school, a little bit of college already. You supposed to been through a couple girlfriends already. You supposed to, you know what I'm saying? And I just didn't know shit. I was like an infant hanging around college students, at least in that department. But it was what it was. Everything happens for a reason. Sophomore year, it was fun though. I definitely say that. That sophomore year. Wait for what? Check out part 4. Coming right at your head. Peace.